Everything is never enough. And what I want to say first is everything you think is important isn't. What deep in your heart is the thing you love most, the thing you want most? And I'm not looking for the religiously correct answer here. I'm talking about in this world, not the next. What are you aiming for in life? Many of us here are retired, and so we're not probably literally looking for more money or a promotion, but we may still be looking for what money can give us, like security, like comfort, like fun. We may say, I don't want to be a burden to my children, and money can buy us nursing care when we get older. And that seems like security, doesn't it? Money is a cushion. For example, if I can afford first class, I will take it. I like comfort. What about a legacy? Are you looking for a legacy? Some of us have children or grandchildren or even great-grandchildren. We want to be remembered. Now, everything I know about the Day of the Dead here in Mexico, I learned from the movie Coco. And it's such a cute movie. It's all about being remembered. Remember me. It's a basic human longing. Another way to leave a legacy is to become famous. Or we might just somehow want to leave the world a better place. Some people are all about experiences like entertainment, music, travel, adventure. We just returned from a Panama Canal cruise. It's a wonderful experience. It's worth seeing. You may have a bucket list of the things you want to do. Well, Ecclesiastes, yes, I am going to get to Ecclesiastes, begins with this cold slap in the face. None of these things can truly bring happiness. Here's what the writer of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon, says. The words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem, meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Wow, everything? Well, yeah. He says this word meaningless 26 times in 12 chapters. So I'm pretty sure he's serious. So yes, but kind of no. Because the word translated as meaningless can mean a bunch of different things. In the King James English that most of us grew up with, we learned the word as vanity. It's the word hebel in Hebrew. It can be translated vanity or meaningless, but also pointless or futile, even enigmatic, like a puzzle, or absurd. I think that's kind of my favorite. Everything is absurd. Hebel in Hebrew can also be translated as breath or breeze. So rather than being entirely meaningless, he could be saying nothing really lasts. It's all vapor, mist, a puff of smoke. Now, just to show that David isn't the only one who can give you object lessons, I have a candle here. And this candle is lovely and bright while it lasts. But I blow it out and there it is, just smoke. Smoke lasts for a moment, but pretty soon it's gone. Breath. We read that same word, hebel, in this verse in Psalm 144. Our call to worship is 145, I believe. But Yahweh, what are human beings that you care for them? Mere mortals, that you think of them. They are like a breath, hebel. Their days are like a fleeting shadow. So hebel implies that life is brief. Smoke disappears quickly. Life is also elusive. It's not like you can grab the smoke, save it for later. No, it's gone. It's real, but even trying to hold on to it makes it disappear even faster. We can't control life. We try. We make all the best plans that we can, don't we? But it still may rain on your wedding day, as Alanis Morissette said. Isn't that ironic? You look at the lines at Walmart, pick the shortest one, but the line you chose doesn't go faster. There's always another one. You save your money in your 401k for retirement full of travel, and then your spouse dies before he collects Social Security. Who do you travel with then? We pour our lives into something like our children, and they inevitably disappoint us. We build things like church buildings, and it gets taken away. We know we will die, but in our daily lives, we pretend that we won't. We pretend that we're in control. And it makes us angry, doesn't it? When something happens that we don't expect or want, we're offended by it. We plan something entirely different. And the teacher of Ecclesiastes is trying to wake us up to reality. He asks, what do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? The teacher says that we've all worked so hard all our adult lives, and it adds up to nothing when we die. Do you remember that bumper sticker that says, he who dies with the most toys wins? Remember that one? Yeah, the teacher says, nope. He who dies has gained nothing. There's no way to profit at the end of your life. You won't have anything left over. No surplus when you die. Well, you might say, I do have my children. That's something. That's not breath. But the teacher continues. Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. Your kids are only breath too. Ouch. Look back at all the generations before us. If you're not into genealogies, does anyone here even know the maiden names of all their grandmothers? Or great-grandmothers, much less what they accomplished? That's only 3 generations back. I never met any of my great-grandparents. Only 3 of my grandparents were alive when I was born. I'm the youngest of my generation, and when I'm gone, there goes my grandparents' legacy. The sun rises and the sun sets and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. All streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. To the place the streams come from, there they return again. All things are wearisome, more than I can say. The eye never has enough seeing, nor the ear is full of hearing. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new? It was already here long ago. It was here before our time. No one remembers the former generations, and even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. Life repeats itself. Everything either goes around and around and around, or it comes and it goes. Or it comes and goes. What has done will be done again. The sun rises and it sets. What is present will soon be past. But we are insatiable. Just like water pours into the sea and the sea is never filled, so it is with us. The things of this world pour into our eyes and our ears, and yet we never get enough. Nothing is ever enough. Not for us and not even for creation. Seeing all this constant motion without any kind of end in sight is wearisome, more than one can say. The teacher says that we long to find something in our lives that will break this constant repetitive cycle, something new, something significant. But unfortunately, there's really nothing, not in this life. A new government is still a government. A new baby is still a baby, and the world is full of them. Seeing the dark side of the moon, now that's different, right? It's still a form of adventure and exploration that humans have always done. Once we conquer the moon, we'll aim for Mars, and we'll try to travel through our solar system, and after that, the galaxy. Nothing new. And this isn't about how life is without Christ. This isn't the point of view of postmodernism or atheism. No, this is how life actually is. Christian or non-Christian, we all live under the sun. What's the point of working so hard to try to leave something lasting? It really cannot be done. Only the earth remains, and it will not remember. We long for change and novelty in this world. Same old, we say. Ugh. Been there, done that. Ugh. Yawn, in fact. But we also long for lives of permanence in this world of constant change. We struggle to control our future when we have no control over just about anything. If only I had this beautiful car or that wonderful home or a bigger Social Security check, life would be good. But soon that new car or that new home or that new payout doesn't satisfy. It becomes old, it dies, and so do we. One way to be unhappy is to lack what you most want. Another way to be unhappy is to get everything you could possibly want and discover that nothing is ever enough. Do you think that Elon Musk is happy? Do you think Jeff Bezos is happy? Mark Zuckerberg? I guarantee you they are not. So, Carolyn, teacher, what makes life worth living? The goal of the teacher of Ecclesiastes is to show us how to understand happiness. And he has started by breaking down all of our illusions about a worthwhile life. Ecclesiastes asks you to hurt before he heals you. The teacher demolishes before he rebuilds. He needs to persuade us that many of the world's most common promises are absolutely false, and we need to leave them behind. We have to acknowledge that the world is broken. That's not easy because God created the world to be good, and we see it that way. It's beautiful. But again, it's broken. In our Christian worldview, we blame this brokenness on our sin, on the original sin committed in the Garden of Eden, the sin that brought death into the world. And death is why we're only a breath, only a vapor, only disappearing smoke from a candle. So where does that leave us? If the teacher is right, and I believe he is, life is really like breath, like vapor, like smoke. And then everything we've been trying to build our lives on is far more fragile than we want to admit. The security that we work for, the comfort that we chase, the legacy we hope to leave behind, none of it lasts. And if we're honest with ourselves, we know that. We've felt it. We've had moments where we got exactly what we wanted and it didn't satisfy for long. Or we lost something we thought we couldn't live without, and suddenly we realized just how little control we actually have. That's not Ecclesiastes being negative. I know it seems that way. It's Ecclesiastes being honest. The teacher isn't trying to depress you. He is trying to free you. Because as long as we believe that something under the sun will finally be enough, we will keep chasing it and keep being disappointed. But when we finally admit this world cannot carry the weight of my deepest hopes, that's when something finally begins to change. That's when we stop trying to squeeze ultimate meaning out of temporary things. That's when we begin to loosen our grip. When we are finally ready to receive life, not as something we control, but as something that we are given. Ecclesiastes is going to take us on a journey. It's going to strip away illusion after illusion. It's going to challenge things that we thought were solid. And at times it's going to feel uncomfortable, like maybe this morning is one of those times, but it's doing so for a reason. You cannot find true joy until you stop looking for it in the wrong places. So this week, I'd like you to pay attention to the hebel in your life. Notice what doesn't last. Notice what slips through your fingers. Notice what promises more than it delivers. Not so that you become cynical, but so that you become ready to hear what the teacher will show us next. Ready to discover the path to real happiness doesn't come from holding on tighter, but from finally letting go. Amen.